Hello, everyone. I'm joined by Albert Almora Jr. here on Schlick Sports. Albert, it's a pleasure here to have you on the channel.
Thanks, man. I'm excited to be here.
So I just want to get started off. You're from Miami, grew up playing baseball, and when you start and when you realize that pretty good at this thing?
Oh man, Noah, I've this is all I've done. Since I can remember, I've always had a bat and a glove in my hand. Pretty early age, I felt like I had good talent, and I was always playing above my age. So I was 8 playing with 12-year-olds, and then honestly, it was one conversation my dad had with me around 11, 12 years old. And he was like, "Hey, like if he's gonna dedicate a good portion of his time, it wasn't going to be like for no that I wasn't going to stop playing at like 16, 17 for whatever reason." So he kind of, it was like a commitment between a father and son handshake, and it was go time. It was good, continuous work. And I kind of knew from an early age, yeah.
I saw you grew up playing with Manny Machado
Yeah,
back in the day. When you were 3 and 5, I think is when you first started. It
correct.
said,
Yeah.
how has your relationship kind of evolved as you guys both rose through the game of baseball?
Oh, that was definitely a special relationship. His first baseball practice was mine, and we kind of grew up playing in the same team. And then he ended up going to a different high school at the end. But he got a taste of pro ball before I did, and gave me a lot of advice. So I had something to look forward to when I got to pro ball. So, yeah, man, Manny's awesome. As life goes on, he's married. He's got a son now. I'm married, two kids too. So life kind of happens, but Manny's always he's like family.
Mm-hmm. You had a really successful high school career, hit 603 over your days in high school, led you to set up and get drafted by the Chicago Cubs. I saw you committed to Miami as well.
Yeah.
How did you kind of weigh that decision and end up deciding to go pro?
Um, to be honest with you, it was I didn't really have a lot of money growing up. Um, I was fortunate with what we did have, but the University of Miami was definitely a foundation that I wanted to set for myself, just in case things didn't go as planned. But when you're drafted sixth in the nation, it's going to be tough to turn that down and turn that life-changing money and opportunity away. Like I said, I've been playing baseball since I was 3. School was cool and all, but like I wanted to go play. I wanted to start my career, and that's really the only thing I envisioned. So, yeah, it was pretty easy decision to just go play pro.
I had seen a quote from you. It said you had told Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer when you were in high school you were going to help them win a World Series. I want you to be honest here. Did you fully believe that back in 2012 when the Cubs were a 100
100%.
loss team?
100%. 100%. Yeah, it's pretty good. You do your research. Like, yeah, Theo, Jason McLeod, and Jed Hoyer, which is now the president for the Cubs, they all sat in my living room a couple days before the draft, and yeah, they wanted to see a baseball workout, but they also wanted to get to know me, and they wanted to know what kind of mindset I had, and I firmly believed that I was going to be on that team to you know break the curse, or be a part of that special team. And it was a small part, but it was something that I'll cherish forever. And obviously, I carry those moments and those experiences with me everywhere, and try to help guys now, like to see what it is to be a winning organization, to be a winning team.
How about that when you were coming up? You were in the minor leagues going into 2016. You're trying to break into that squad. What was the feeling in the organization and your focus that year?
So if you want to be real, 2015 they had Dexter Fowler, and then he was a free agent, and so going into 2016, as a young 21, I had like delusional hopes. I was like, I'm gonna be the guy. I wanted that opportunity. I wanted the starting job from the beginning. We end up signing Dexter at the like right at the beginning of spring training, so I kind of used that as like, all right, let me just keep getting better. Let me just as fuel, honestly, just go to AAA and really develop and hone my craft, and ended up getting an opportunity in June, to be a part of that special team. And really, you could the writing was on the wall, right? Like that team took off with the division. I just wanted to go in there and help, and I had great veteran presence there that allowed me to be myself. It allowed me to just go out there and help the team however I could, and it's a pretty smooth transition. And but yeah, 2016 was definitely a year I eyed to be in the big leagues, and I knew I could get it done.
What was that first experience like, stepping out in a professional baseball stadium, and especially there at Wrigley Field, playing in front of those fans?
Yeah, so I made my debut in Philly, and my first pro at bat or major league at bat, it was a pinch hit opportunity, and I think I was leading off the inning, and stood up on the steps. And I just kind of looked around, and Philly's a beautiful ballpark, really big, a lot of fans. So I kind of took that all in, and next thing you know, like catcher's throwing down a second, like it's game time, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even see the pitcher or what he had or whatever. So um, I was getting crap from the guys in the dugout, like, hey, you only get one first pitch in the big league. So I was ready to ambush. I was ready to take that ball and hit it as hard as I could, but it ended up being a fastball up and in, like at my eyes. So that was like a good welcome to the show moment. But
Yeah.
but no, it was good. And then when I get to Wrigley, that obviously is a different animal in itself. I think I was facing Liriano, lefty for the Pirates, my first start in Chicago, and history, with the field, and then a veteran like that, Liriano, like those are like cool moments, right? That you're a part of. But then once you stand in there, it's the game's the game.
Hmm.
Nothing's really different. It's just a situation and where you're at. So
I want to go forward to the playoffs, and you got to be a part of what some consider the greatest baseball game of all time in Game
Yeah.
7 of the World Series. And
Yeah.
you're a rookie in there. You got into the ball game
Yep.
and ended up tagging up in what was a crucial play there. How are you able to calm your nerves in that spot, and what do you recall from that day?
well, honestly, it was pretty laid back. If you like remove yourself from like the media, remove yourself from like the signs or Game 7. Like, I think it was a pretty normal day. Again, credit to the veterans in our clubhouse, the Rizzos, the Haywards, the David Rosses, the Lessers, that they kept everything super chill, super like there was nobody uptight. So that helped me obviously going into the game, and then obviously I think that the rain delay kind of helped me too because I wasn't in the game yet, but I had they had told me like, hey, if Schwarber gets on, like you're gonna get in, you're gonna run for him. So I already had that circulating in my mind. I was preparing for that, so I didn't get caught off guard. So I was prepared for that opportunity, and yeah, everything. I think I was the most nervous leading, like climbing the steps to go to the first. Those were the most nervous steps, that I took. But then once I got to first and I looked around again, like it's so cool, man. I remember I told Mike Napoli, I was playing first at the time. I was like, hey, man, this is awesome. And he didn't say anything to me because he obviously it's Game 7. Go ahead run is at first, so he's locked in. But it was a lot of fun.
Was Napoli on the coaching staff?
He was.
By the end. So you got from first base in the World Series to on that coaching staff. That's something.
Mhm.
And obviously, you go on to have a good big league career, still in professional baseball.
Yeah.
What do you consider some of the highlights of your professional baseball days?
Oh man. I think obviously winning the World Series is up there, but I've been a part of some crucial situations where I have to come up, either make a good play or have a big hit, and I've been fortunate to get some of those situations done. But a lot of things that I take, with me are experiences really in the minor leagues that I get to, help younger guys and really just develop myself, day in and day out to come out and like obviously nobody wants like I feel like I'm a big leaguer. I have almost 6 years in the show, so to come out here and just continue to prepare, continue to have that mindset, it's really a credit to myself, honestly. And I don't give myself a lot of credit usually, so it's good to say this out loud. Like I am proud of myself, how I handle myself day in and day out, knowing I'm not where I want to be, but I don't let that differ of how I act or how I prepare.
What's the biggest thing you'd say that you've learned over your career?
Um, Even though this is a game of results, like you really can't focus on that. It's a game of the process. It's a game of preparation. It's really a mental game. It's you could do everything right and not have any results, and that's pretty frustrating. But to me, it's how I prepare, how I go about my business, how I am as a teammate. How can I get other guys better? That to me is what is important.
You're trying to make it to Miami, where you grew up, to play for the Marlins. What would that mean to you?
I mean, that's why I took this job and I took this opportunity. You know, I kind of bet on myself, knowing that the opportunity was going to be limited and maybe, you know, against me in a lot of ways. But I thought it made sense, you know, to have a chance to play at home. My kids are a little older now, 8 and 6, so for them to be able to see their dad at home wearing the home colors would be special. So it's definitely a goal of mine, and that's why I'm still here, man. I'm still grinding.
I know we got limited time here,
No,
so
you take
don't
your
want to
time,
keep you
man.
too
You're
long.
good. You're good. Whatever questions you got, I got plenty of time.
Well, I really got one thing left for you.
Yeah.
You look forward in your career. If you got like a goal board up there, what's one thing that if you could do anything else in your baseball career, you'd like to accomplish?
You know, Noah, I really feel like I am probably one of the best defenders in the game. So a Gold Glove will really top off everything that I've done in my career. Like the hitting accolades are super super awesome and super, you know, fun. But I've won a World Series. Um, I've been healthy for the majority of my career. You know, it's just I want that. You know, having that Gold Glove, that gold plate on my glove, looking down on it, really solidifies how I view myself as a baseball player. And I got in close a couple years, and you know I still feel like I have that in the bag. But yeah, man, that's definitely a goal of mine since I was about 4 years old.
Well,
Yeah.
Albert, I really appreciate your time and your answers.
Yeah.
It's great to meet you. Great to be out here, and best of luck.
Thanks, Noah. What's your goal? What's your end goal?
I want to call Major League Baseball. I want to make it to the show. I love doing these interviews. I love everything about sports media, but I think play by play is my favorite.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for 5 years. So
Did you play ball?
I played till I was 14, but I realized I wasn't, going to go too far with it. So I started calling games, and I missed a no hitter playing rec league baseball from the high school baseball team. I was like, I want to be out there to call those moments. And
Absolutely.
that's when I committed to it. So I'm going to be going to school for it here in Jacksonville and continue called some college baseball, high school baseball, and doing everything I can to make it.
That's awesome, Noah. Hopefully I'll see you in the show, bro.
Yeah, it'd be great to
All right, man.
be there with
Oh
you.
yeah.